Hi, I'm Grace, I'm 25, I live in Bristol in England, and this is my mental story. I first struggled with my mental health when I was a child, aged around 10, but I didn't really realise this at the time. I then had trouble with depression and anxiety throughout secondary school, and later developed a very critical eating disorder. I've tried many different things to look after my mental health and have access to many different kinds of support, and some have worked better than others. But the one thing that really worked for me was joining a youth participation group. So I joined a youth social action group at Off the Record, which is a non-statutory mental health movement in England, and it's all about using volunteering and campaigning and creating positive change as a way to look after your mental health. So through this group I gained confidence, skills, knowledge, and learned that my voice actually did matter. Like, I was being listened to by a professional for the first time in years. And this was an incredibly transformative and beneficial experience for me, but it also gave me the agency and the chance to use my experience to create positive change for other young people seeking mental health support, and that was incredibly rewarding. I think in England there has been a huge shift in how we see mental health in recent years. When I first started mental health campaigning about 10 years ago, it was not the hot topic then that it is now. So there was much more stigma, there was much less understanding, and there really wasn't any of this education or awareness that we're seeing today. But now we are inundated with campaigns and celebrities, and even the royal family are talking about mental health and seeking support if you're struggling. So as someone who's been in this field for a while, it has been the most incredible attitude shift. But obviously, we still have a way to go. Ultimately, I would like to see struggling with your mental health being accepted and normalised as just being part of the human experience, because obviously we all have a mental health. We're all people who feel things, and we all live in a world that has its ups and downs. So realistically, we're all probably going to struggle at some point. Whether you develop a diagnosable condition might be different to whether you struggle with a situation, but the reality is we're probably all going to have some kind of struggle at some point. So we really need to revolutionise how we look at mental health and how we go about seeking support, because it's okay to need support, of course it is. My advice for young people needing mental health support in England at the moment is to try and figure out what works for you. So obviously we have quite significant waiting lists for traditional therapies at the moment. So whilst you're waiting, I'd encourage you to explore the other things that you might find beneficial. Look into non-statutory mental health services, look into local youth provision, or even just find some time figuring out what makes you feel good. And most importantly, don't wait until things get bad. We are so good at leaving things until they reach crisis point in this country, and it's probably one of the worst things you can do in relation to your mental health. We really need to be taking a daily, proactive approach to doing things for our well-being rather than reacting in crisis. But I know this can be an intimidating thought at first, so if you're unsure of where to start, I just encourage you to spend 5 minutes a day thinking about what you can do to make you feel better, and then do it and see where you go from there.